Dear student, now we studied about the introduction of power system operation and control, operating states of the power system, and then objectives of the power system. First one, introduction. The AC power systems have become the most popular system for use over DC power system because of the following reasons. First one is AC generators are simpler than DC generators. Second one is the transformation of voltage levels is simple, providing great flexibility of different voltage levels at generation, transmission and distribution. AC motors widely used are simpler and more economical than DC motors. Then next, operating states of the power system. The objective of the control strategy is to generate and distribute the power in an interconnected system as economically and reliably as possible while maintaining the frequency and voltage within the permissible limits. Changes in real power mainly affect the system frequency. There are 5 types of operating states. First one is normal state, second one is alert state, third one is emergency state, fourth one is extremist state, fifth one is restorative state. All the 5 states, the system operation is governed by equality and inequality constraints. Equality constraints are power balance between generation and load. Inequality constraints means set the limits on different operating parameters such as voltage, generation limits, currents, etc. And then, what are the various elements of power system operation and control? Playing execution control, system voltage control, system frequency control, die line power control, economic load dispatch, system security analysis, unit commitment, maintenance scheduling, system planning. These are the operation and control actions of the power system. Then how much time period taken for executing these control actions, which is mentioned in the table. For example, unit commitment, we required few hours to few weeks. If system planning means 1 year to 10 years. If maintenance scheduling means 1 month to 1 year. Economic load dispatch means few minutes to few hours. Playing execution control and system voltage control means multi-seconds only. These are the example of operation and control action of the power system, operation and control with mentioning the time period. Now we detailedly studied about the function of these 5 operating states. The first state is normal state. In this state, both load and operating constraints are satisfied. It is one in which the total demand on the system is met by satisfying all the operating constraints. Second one is alert state. A normal state of the system should to be in alert state if one or more of the postulated contingency state consists of the constraints limits violated. In this state, when the security level falls below a certain level, that means probability of disturbances increases, the system may be in alert state. In this state, all equalities and inequalities are satisfied, but the system may not have all the inequality constraints satisfied. If the severe disturbance occurs, the system will push into emergency state to bring back the power system to the secure state, that is normal state. Preventive control action is carried out in the alert state. Then third one is emergency state. The system is said to be in emergency state if one or more operating constraints are violated but the load constraints is satisfied. In this state, the equality constraints are unchanged. the power system will return to the normal state or alert state by means of corrective action, disconnection of faulted section or load sharing. That means in the emergency state, we have to do the corrective actions, then only the power system bring back to the normal state or alert state. Then extremist state. When the system is in emergency, if no proper corrective action is taken in time, that it goes to either emergency state or extremist state. In this state, neither the load or nor the operating constraint is satisfied. This result is islanding. Also, the generating units are strained beyond their capacity. So, emergency control action is done in this state to bring back the power system state either to the emergency state or normal state. The last one is the restorative state. In the restorative state, from this state, the system may be brought back either to alert state or secure state. In certain cases, first the system brought back to alert state and then to the secure state. This is done using restorative control action. Now you see the diagram. In the operating state of the power system diagram, in alert state, what control action taken place? Preventive control action. In emergency state, corrective action taken place. In extremist state, emergency control is taken place. In restorative state, restorative control action takes place. So, these are the operating states of the power system. Then, we studied about the objectives of the power system. What are the objectives? Mainly three objectives is there. The first one is the system must be able to meet the continually changing load demand for active and reactive power. We have to control the active and reactive power flow in the power system. Therefore, adequate spinning reserve of active and reactive power should be maintained and appropriately controlled at all times. This is the first objective of the power system operation control. The second one is the system should supply energy at minimum cost and with minimum ecological impact. The third objective is the quality of the power supply must meet certain minimum standards with regard to the following factors. First factor is constancy of frequency. Second factor is constancy of voltage. Third one is level of reliability. Now you see the diagram. This is the various levels of the power system. First one is system generation control. Second one is generating unit control block. Third block is transmission control block. So the power system, this is the various controls in the power system. In this power system, three blocks is there. One is system generation control block, generating unit control block, third one is transmission control block. In system generation control block, we have to control the frequency of the load with the economic allocation only. In the generating unit control block, we have to control the voltage and the speed of the generator. In transmission control, we have to control the reactive power and voltage control and then high voltage DC transmission and associated control. First, the system generation control receive the die power flows from different power systems. So, the input of the system generation control is system frequency, die flows, generator power. Then this will comes to next generating unit controls. The excitation system and control controls the excitation of the generator. The prime mover is used to control the shaft power of the generator. The output of the generator, that is electric power, goes to transmission control. In the transmission control, you have to control the reactive power flow and voltage control. The output of the transmission control is frequency, die flow, then generator power. That again this power fed back to the system generation control. This is the closed loop only. Thank you student for watching this video.